Good evening, guys. Everyone's able to hear me? You able to hear me? Voices are loud and clear. Just 1 second. Let us wait for a quick couple of minutes, guys, and let everybody who are supposed to join. Just 1 second. Let us wait for a quick. Perfect. Okay, guys. See, in this series of sessions, I'm going to cover the Viceroys of India. Now, there are a couple of important updates that I need to give you. See, based on the feedback I've taken from students, from people for quite some time. Now, one feedback I did get is not to um, rush the entire program. So, we will do a 1 hour class today, tomorrow, and we should be done. Right? That should be way better. So, the next couple of next 1 hour, we're going to discuss about different viceroys of India. See, viceroys remain one of the most important, you can say, political powers to have been existing in British India. Now, viceroys of India existed from 1858 after the East India Company was disbanded and the British Crown took over the government. And viceroys continued to be the head of the state up until 1947. So they were de facto rulers of India. No, remember, after the 1857 revolt, one of the most important observations which was done is that for India actually is a two-part entity. One is there was the British India, and there is also this Crown India, which is the princely states India. Now, one of the mistakes which East India Company did, or one of the mistakes which was observed from East India Company was that East India Company tried to handle both of these powers in the same way. Company tried to treat the crown power exactly like the British Empire or the British provinces. That is why a small change was done, and that important change was with Government of India Act 1858. A new change was done. The change was that for British provinces it was still going to be Governor General. For crown or to deal with the princely states, the rulers, the kingdoms, the powers, we are going to retain a different official called Viceroy. Literally means vice royalty, deputy king. So now you understand the difference between Governor General of India and Viceroy of India. Got it? So, Viceroy of India is somebody who's going to deal with the princely states, more a ceremonial job. The Governor General is actually the political power. In order to avoid any further confusions between these two, it was decided that the same person will hold both the offices. He will hold the office of Viceroy and the office of Governor General of India, only to avoid political confusions. Now, this is part of the Viceroys series by me. My name is Ranganathan SVN Kondala, and let us see the first Viceroy. The very first Viceroy who was active in India was Lord Canning. Canning was also the last company governor. Lord Canning was also the last company governor, somebody who has been in power from the company. Good evening, Ramya. Good evening, Srishti. Canning was also the Governor General of India. Now, government during Canning's period. Now, what we intend to do in this series of classes is we're going to see each of these Governor Generals, Canning, Elgin, Northbrook, etc. We'll be seeing the contributions of each of these guys politically, socially, economically, any substantial committees, any substantial changes, acts, those. So here also a lot of information from your modern Indian history is going to come, but this time around we're going to deal in the chronological aspects, not the event aspects. In general, when you study modern Indian history, you study it like an event. So you generally say moderate Congress, extremist Congress, revolutionary period, pre-Gandhi, post-Gandhi. We don't do that. It's not about the event. I am now dealing timeline-based chronological order. We'll be seeing every governor general one after the other. Now, Viceroy Canning. When Canning actually happened to be a company employee in reality, during his period, Government of India Act 1858 was passed. Now, the very intention of this act was to start the crown rule or the crown authority in India. And for that, a position of viceroy was created, which was to be held by the same person as the as whoever held the office of governor general. The same person who held the office of governor general was going to be the viceroy. During Canning's period, the most important aspect which happened was Canning was actually known to have issued the royal proclamation in the famous Allahabad Darbar or the November 1st Darbar, or the Darbar of the Good Governance. The Act of Good Governance or the Darbar of the Good Governance. On the 1st of November 1858, Canning officially informed that Queen Victoria has acquired the direct control of Government of India, and that from now India was a crown possession. The proclamation came famously known as the Queen's Proclamation or Queen Victoria's Proclamation, outlined clearly the principles by which India was to be ruled in future, as well as British policy towards the people of India and Indian territories and the princes and the princely states. Just one second, guys. It's getting stuck. Just 1 minute. Just a moment. Just a moment. It's getting stuck, guys. 1 second. Now it's coming healthy. Is it coming fine now? Now it's fine, no? Now it is fine. Now the problem was there was too many internet connections going on, so I had to disconnect everything. Okay, fine. See, coming back to this. So Lord Canning issued a royal proclamation in a spectacular darbar at Allahabad, famously called the Allahabad Darbar, and the proclamation outlined the principles by which India would be ruled in future. Basically, the Queen's proclamation or the Act of Good Governance or the Proclamation of Good Governance was possibly one of the biggest changes which happened for us. Now, what were the terms of it was is East India Company very clearly clarified that all companies treaties, sorry, the Crown clearly clarified that all the company treaties, company agreements, and companies' relations with the princely nations would be upheld and honored in full. No discrimination will be done. So, whatever agreements Indian princely states had with the East India Company, the same will be continued by the British government or the new Crown administration. The East India Company's boundaries would no longer be extended. So basically, what the Crown is saying is they will not go for expansions. No more expansions. No more getting into newer regions, and that there shall be absolutely no encroachments on the British possessions in India, and the British will not intrude on the territories of others. So, British will not get into territories of other kings. So, this was basically that's why this Queen's proclamation is often coming with certain guarantees, that is native princes rights, dignities and honor. The company clearly, now the crown government under Viceroy Canning clearly said that the crown Indian native princes rights, their dignity, their honor, their independence would be treated as if their own. Similarly, the British subjects, which is basically Indians, were now to entertain or to enjoy the same wealth and social growth which previously others had, which even the Britishers had, the same social health and the growth. with internal peace and good governance. Similarly, the British Crown is now clearly saying that they are now obligated to inhabitants of Indian areas in the same way that they are obligated to other subjects or other people in the British Empire. Just like how the Crown has to protect the interest of every members on British Empire, they're going to do the same for Indians as well. They're going to do exactly the same even in India. Admission to government services and offices without regard to race or faith was also guaranteed. Total admission to government services and offices. And except for those who had personally participated in the murder of the British subjects, everybody was to be granted general amnesty. Lord Canning clearly clarified that everybody was to get general amnesty. Guys, it is getting stuck, right? There seems to be some issue with the stream, with the internet. Is it fine now? Just 1 second. Guys, you able to see me?